Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today we are drilling down into Fire Dwarf Chaos Hell to slay and drink the blood of our god for... I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do once we... Listen, the important thing is we've come this far. We can't go back now. Let us slay. Now, the battle screen is going to represent this as being very easy. It's going to show us once it stops hanging. There we go. It's going to show us a force made up of miners and garbage. It does at least give us a battle result of a valiant defeat. So that's something. Well, hold on a second. We get a reinforcement army even. Herrick True-Eye with a whole lot of Infernal Guard and some fiery stuff and more guns. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. A thing that would probably be worth doing. Let's remember to throw this on our Lord. Bonus weapon damage, bonus armor piercing weapon damage. A thing that's probably worth doing. Decline. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, I super don't care about this mission. A thing that's probably worth doing is going to the Hellforge and pursuing upgrades on, at the very least, the Kadai. Let's go ahead and unlock the top level of... Yeah, Rune of Shielding seems pretty good. So, take me to the... Nope, not the Bull Centaurs. I guess the War Machines. We could talk about the War Machines. So we already have our extra power. 20% physical resistance? That's not nothing. Extra reload, bonus ammunition, an armor reducing aura. That's kind of neat. I mean, in theory, we could turn on like a bunch of this stuff, right? I don't actually know what the limit is. I guess we can have up to 5 abilities on each thing because that's what we appear to have slots for. So even more ammunition and... Yeah, the physical resistance will give us some extra resilience against enemy units, enemy siege units. The Kadai. What kind of upgrades do we want on our Kadai? Unbreakable. Them having the armor reducing aura makes a lot more sense. Devastating Flanker gives them double charge bonus when hitting enemies in the rear. Let's couple that with an improved charge bonus. Some barrier HP. And then I think I would take missile resistance over... No, 35%'s a lot. The thing about missile block chance is you can only block... Oh, no, never mind. This is omnidirectional missile block chance. I was going to say you can usually only block the direction you're facing. But Perfect Vigor is certainly meaningful as well. Yeah, let's take that. Never get tired. Always be killing. I don't know if flying monster upgrades would actually affect this army at all. Hold on. Let's focus on things that are maybe a little bit more important. Make your attacks magical. I don't think we actually want to do that. Reload time reduction for sure. More bullets, more fast. Suppressive fire that slows approaching enemies while you are shooting at them. And so stalk allows the units to be hidden until the enemies are close to them. This has a lot of utility for just like not getting torn apart by artillery fire from a distance. We have some melee infantry stuff. Frenzy and Rune of Sundering is very good. Glittering Scales drops enemy and melee attack by 5 points. That's a pretty small amount, but it's still meaningful. Just some flat physical resistance. Unit deals additional damage when attacking charging enemies. I think most things that we're going to fight that I actually care about are probably immune to fear anyway, so I think this is probably not relevant. Let's go this way. Oh, that's expensive. We are massively negative now on armaments per turn, but it's fine. This is the last turn of the game. Flying monsters. I don't know if this will affect our Lord, because our Lord is on the back of one. Probably not, is my guess. But like, let's just take the abilities. It's not like it's gonna hurt anything to have them, right? I think our Lord already has regeneration. I would rather have the missile resistance. And then we have like one unit of bull centaurs. I can't even access most of this stuff because I never upgraded our bull centaurs at all. Their devastating flanker could matter. If we have enough armaments that I can just push this all the way to the top. Yeah. And then we go into the manufactory and we buy all the stuff that is likely to matter. Okay. Scaling buff with every unit that is killed. Devastating flanker is cool. Barrier hit points are cool as hell. I didn't actually get any demon smiths. That's probably like a kind of thing that would have been helpful to have. Yeah, murderous charge. Okay. Alright, we did it. We have fully maxed out our manufactory. Even with the like extremely impressive armament income we have, we're still minus 2,000 armaments per turn. Okay. No, could you not? Alright, do I have to walk out of here and then walk back in? Looks like it. Is there anything else that I would want to do? Military seats in the Tower of Jar affect like military upkeep, unit capacities. Oh, this is an army ability. This is an army ability. This is an army ability. Seems pretty good too. Movement range is kind of whatever. Armaments per turn. Yeah. Okay. Are there any other army abilities in here that I would like to steal? I guess all of this stuff is mine already. That's, you know, more wins. Actually, while we're at it, let's just become the only Chaos Dwarf. There we go. Now we have all the seats. I just threw away a bunch of Conclave influence for no reason because I could have just done that. And while we're at it, there we go. Now we own every seat in the entire Conclave. Show them who's boss. Now, let's do the thing. And it's gonna hang again for a second. But now I'm feeling optimized and ready. Did that affect our reinforcements at all? It does not appear to have. Okay. All right. This time we get a Pyrrhic victory. Casualties will be high, they tell us. I believe it. Now the great drill is complete. It is time for the Drothzar to break through and take what we're owed for our dedication to the Father of Darkness. We must begin the drilling process and prepare to harvest the blood of Hashut. The weak dwarves of the West will not stand in our way. Okay, so we have a city to defend here. I can't imagine this initial wave getting much done, but the Grand Dwarf Alliance has an awful lot of bullshit waiting in the wings, I'm sure. So we have reinforcement zones up here. We have some control points to worry about. This is a really interesting, like, a big city defense is a really interesting way to do this.
The ultimate blessings of Hashut are nigh. Bound to the great drill, the ancestor relics cede their power to the diabolical machine. A terrifying feat of forgecraft to bore into the chaos realm.
I forgot to turn her voice back up. Sorry, everybody.
now at the fingertips of the worthiest Darwizar. Yet there are those who seek to interfere with Hashut's plan. The Darwi seek vengeance for the pilfering of their relics. By braving this place, they surely bring doom upon themselves.
It does seem like that. All right, we got plenty of sorceress fire. We have plenty of non-sorceress fire too. I think it should be noted. So we have only 1,728 defensive supplies to start with. A city that is open at just so many points. All right, so we have the pretty standard barricades that we can construct. Like, this is the point we're defending. This is the real great drill, and this controls. Okay, all the tower positions out to here. And then further along, we have these lesser supply points. This is a little frustrating just because of how much territory it is. Like, I don't really want to have to defend all of this. But this is hold it or lose, right? So, let's put the mortars. Right, like we can cover the middle approach. Ugh, this really sucks, actually. If we put the mortars like here, one on each side, that'll give us the ability to turn maybe like here-ish. When you're facing this way, you can cover a little bit of that. This at least would be a place where like turning could get you a lot of the battlefield. Maybe down here is better. And then we assign some troops to just keep them safe. We arm up these towers for sure. Yeah, it really is. It is so much territory to defend. Maybe we just don't bother with most of it. Yeah, maybe I just play back here. And we just disregard the outside. Because this thing gives us control of such a large area with the towers and everything. Let's do it that way. I don't want to try to defend this whole fucking map. It is too much to worry about. So, that being the case, we have basically like this ramp and these two outer sides to watch. And I am willing to spend... Well, you probably don't need the walls immediately. Let's go like explosive tower on this side, and we'll build an explosive tower on the other side when we can. I'm going to form up some guns over here. Some guns over here. Try to hold these two sides down. Give them some infantry to run through them if enemies get close enough to cause a problem. Cav on that side. Cav on this side. Yeah. And then we got our heroes and our mortars and stuff. So I'm going to put the Iron Demon like this. Yeah, so it's covering that entire approach. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about the indecision here. It took me a minute to find what I feel like is the plan. Okay. Yeah, and we'll figure it all out from there. You arbitrarily are on this side because this is the side their lord is on. And you can fly around and make people miserable. I can, in fact, maintain control of the Great Drill. Terrible shooting. Okay, we do have to watch. I had to be a little bit more cautious this time about the a little tiny bit more cautious about the gyros. Make sure I'm actually shooting at the gyros as they approach. And we can, in addition to using our defensive supplies to build towers and stuff, which we'll be doing a lot of, we can use them to buy upgrades for the duration of the battle. We can use them to buy health and armor and health and ammo and stuff. And we can use them to access that pool of reinforcements that we were shown. So we can bring in additional units. Obviously, it would be great to throw big serious upgrades on our units, but it's also very expensive. This gyro is really coming at us immediately. I think we can probably deal with that. There should be one on this side too. Yeah, I'm not as worried. So what are you prioritizing? Okay. Oh, I should make sure they're both in don't move mode. Okay. Okay, never mind. The gun solves the problem. Who would have thought? You know, I should make sure actually. Let's put all of the gunners on guard mode. But yeah, I'll turn around and handle this. The towers should be able to cut down pretty much everything else. I'm going to give you a halt command and then re-enable fire at will, so that'll stop it from focusing on the one unit. Ooh, that grudge thrower's got some range. Not quite as much as we have, but close. All right. If you give a unit with guard mode on in order to attack something that is just that is out of range at the time the order is issued, it will move to position to attack, and then it will, sort of re-engage its guard mode. So this should allow us to do that. Let's get. I want to get like our basic towers up and also upgraded. But I'd like to get like the 6 towers around here up so that we have a lot of coverage from enemies attacking us from any side. All right, that set of gyros is permanently out. Let's go say hi to these ones. Okay, we're getting some decent damage in here. They're giving us a lot of supplies very quickly. So the amount of supplies we're earning is increased by these supply locations down here. I think that's generally how it works in settlement battles. So by seeding those, I have seeded some portion of our income once the enemy actually bothers to take them, that is. Right now, it seems like they may be content to just kind of like let me win on this front. That's just a unit of miners. The grudge throwers are almost busted. Yeah, all right. Just head over here, I guess. I'm going to buy some HP for these gunners. I'm not okay with those gunners being that injured. Okay, let's see here. Is there anything coming in that is like particularly terrifying? Not really. Right now it's all still just miners. Just trying to make sure we're taking the time to pay attention to the threats that matter. There's some iron drakes over here. There's heavily armored flamethrower infantry. We'll see about pushing those. And with these things up, okay, I'm going to spend a little bit pushing these towers to their most expensive forms. I didn't realize how quickly our income is arriving. I would not even have bothered buying the intermediary level 3 towers if I had known. Actually, you know what? I guess having Dresdoth on this side makes more sense. The enemies are becoming a little bit tighter grouped here. I can provide a little bit more harassment. All right, well, that should be a total nightmare. Absolutely devastating. Holy crow, those mortars. All right, so let's push this up to 4. All right. Is there a similar gyro bomber on this side? There is not. All right, gyro bombers are a kind of thing that we definitely want to be actually paying pretty close attention to. An uncontrolled gyro bomber could really do a lot of damage. What is that over there? Over there we have some grudge throwers. You know what? We're just going to go deal with that. We're just nip that in the bud before it gets close enough to be a problem. Lots of gunfire on the various sides. Good work being done. The grudge throwers would certainly be a danger to our towers. And that is a thing we have to care about. We have to be wary of losing the towers. Let's make sure this gets a nice big explosive cannon tower. And they don't really even have the ranged units right now to discourage this behavior. In theory, they could have a bunch of gunners that would make it very dangerous to do a thing like this. Yeah, just bad times. Just bad times all around for these dwarves. I'm assuming that a more competent force is going to show up soon. This is what I'm worried about. I'm trying to be prepared for. Yeah, those iron drakes are never going to get anywhere near close enough to actually use their weapons. Just turn on our Graven Scepter as we approach the enemy grudge throwers. Look at just like the pile of dwarf corpses. I haven't even bothered to build barricades in the entrances because like what would be the point? let's see here. We have some dwarf warriors with great weapons. These are almost actual units. Okay, the grudge throwers are permanently broken. Head back. We have just sort of like completely shattered the morale of these enemies. Let's spend some supplies doing a little bit of an ammo up here. Okay, we got something. Grudge throwers. I mean, again, for the moment, it doesn't feel like there's a reason the Drazoth needs to be up on the platform. Like, things are very under control. So let's just go ahead and fly out there and crush that now. In theory, enemies could approach us through here, I suppose. We'll see if they manage to survive. Like, they're going to be... Well, they're in tower firing range now. They probably won't actually be vulnerable to tower fire until they get up to, like, here, just due to the way this this ramp is recessed. But yeah, it seems like the enemies extremely do not have what it takes to breach this formation. So it may be the case that this battle is designed to be quite easy if you did your preparations. But I'll say this, the fact that it hasn't like ended yet makes me suspect that there's probably another phase, right? Oh, you know what I should do? I should probably re-ammo these things too. Actually, do I need to use... Yeah, let's just re-ammo them from the supplies. You're high enough up to take some cannon fire here. So yeah, these fully upgraded towers are honestly pretty terrifying. Right now, all that's left is these 2 units of miners and those things, and they're rapidly panicking as we approach. Some perhaps questionable fire there. Are those shots coming? Those shots seem like they're coming from the mortars. The mortars are not even facing those directions. Yeah, I don't know. The drill itself is... I mean, it's not actually turning, which makes me a little nervous. Shouldn't it be turning? You would think it would be turning. Oh, looks like our Lord has finished with his task. All right, as soon as these guys break, we will have no more in combat enemy units, and I guess we will see if there's a second phase to this or not. It says wave 1. Right, there must be more wave. Right. I mean, I guess while we're waiting, we could go reclaim these, oh, here we go.
Without warning, the igneous barrier between worlds is suddenly breached.
Oh, good. They figured out how to get it to turn again.
Struggle to contain the torrent of escaping chaos magic.
Here we go.
Other demonic powers are seizing their moment, bringing forth horrors from the other side that thirst for slaughter. The Dwarves must ensure that only Hashut prevails.
Yes, and I must also pull back that destroyer that I told to run forward into what will certainly be a suicidal position now. Oh, those chaos portals don't actually, they probably will exist. Well, you know what? For the moment, I guess just go ahead and run. You're pretty fast. See if we can't grab the other one. Flying units can't cap points. I think even if you unfly on them. But we can have the destroyers do this while we just have you kind of like wait nearby. And I'm just gonna like slowly creep the tower network outward. Here we go. Here come the portals. I guess maybe like these towers would be better to build rather than the ones on these corners. Maybe. That said, now that I built one in that one position, I'm definitely going to mirror it. So, Nurglings, Flamers of Tzeentch, some Cornate Cavalry, pretty fast moving. A Skull Cannon for some reason. That's a siege unit, as you might guess from the name. Just decided to come and be our friend. Alright, Fleshhounds of Khorne are actually fast enough that they can attack these the destroyers. But I don't think the destroyers are in much danger from them, hopefully. Alright, you can just withdraw. Just get back home. Just get back home. We'll do a little bit of battle here. It shouldn't take very much to defeat these like tiny little chaos dogs and bats and whatnot. I'd be surprised if these units actually took any non-barrier damage. But some stuff that's a little bit more real is starting to roll in. Here comes some rotflies. Yeah, maybe we bail on this. Maybe now is when we bail on this. It was a fun idea, and now we leave. And we build more towers. We could do other stuff with this, with these supplies, but like, why? The towers are working really well. All right, I'm going to. I can't boost the destroyer's speed. I can just ask it to go. I'm not 100% sure if the speed debuff from the Ash would apply to my units. So what I'm hoping here is to get this guy to separate a little bit and then throw it down behind him. Like this, basically. Doing a fine job of holding. I mean, honestly, the towers are doing a lot of the work. All right. Our Lord is not actually invulnerable. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do something devastating. Maybe like a Doom of a Shut. And also, we're going to try to fly at the same time. And also, let's put up a big tower. You have been ordered to take to the sky. Alright, a lot of the enemies have been knocked down. I know you can get out of there now. He's trying real hard. There's so many tiny enemies on him. If we can just get him to move enough to get off the ground, he's going to be just fine. But I may have overextended just a tiny bit. All right. So one thing we can definitely do is we can use some magic to support here. We can Dreadquake Battery and try not to catch our man directly in it. He'll be outside the edge of that by the time it comes down, right? So many of them are dead. Okay. All right, let's make some moves here. So I'm going to have both of the Iron Demons start firing in this general area. What is something that's like, yeah, these flamers will be a good target for you. And then you can shoot at these plague toads. I'm going to summon a unit of Kadai to absorb some of the enemy attention. I'm going to be really bummed out if we can't get him out of this. Do we need the guns facing the direction that they're facing? Probably not. Not all of them, at least. Because it does make sense to like bring some of the gun core this way, right? Let's grab the fire glaives at least. And have them repositioned to here along with you, probably. Yeah. And then we're still like, these things are obviously still going to get, anything that comes up the middle here is going to get hammered by so much cannon fire. Okay, his morale broke. That actually might be a good thing, because that means he'll stop trying to fight enemies when he bumps into them. He'll just be trying to move, and if he can get to the air, he's going to be fine. You'll notice he's moving a lot more already. But he's stuck. Oh, he's so stuck. Okay, they've managed to damage that tower. They're having a hell of a time killing him, though. You two... Never mind, I don't have the supplies to re-ammo you both. I will soon, though. Let's retarget just a little bit. Plague Bearers here. Seekers there. Yeah, we can turn around the other guns on this side. Nothing's actually approaching this gate. Nothing's approaching this gate anymore either. And then in theory, at some point, it makes sense to like build up your barricades. But honestly, barricades are not very effective in my experience. Oh, nothing's hit him in a little while, and his Halo shield's regened. Honestly, sending him out as bait may have been accidentally brilliant. Oh, there we go. It's back in the air. Okay. Now, the moment he stops fleeing, we can apply health to him from the replenishments menu, and then he'll be good as new. Enemy flying units are coming into range of the gunfire. Okay, so we have... Yeah, I'm just gonna... Well, do I want to... Maybe I want to have a supply of... Yeah, maybe I want to have a supply of replenishments. Like, we're gonna re-ammo these things right now. That'll take effect as soon as they as we unpause. So don't worry. The fact that it didn't just happen isn't a big deal. There we go. And I guess, yeah, nothing's like pushing from this side at all anymore. So I guess let's get the infantry over here as well. Ready to aggress. Our destroyers kind of, yeah, in a position where they can countercharge the things that charge the ranged. Yeah, nothing's coming through the sides anymore. It is all up the middle channel. That's an interesting approach for them. Okay, and our man is live. So, restore health. We're going to want to turn around and shoot some fire here. Okay, we can do this from back there. That makes sense. Okay, that did some damage. This really is it's a huge amount of enemies though, and we are definitely getting overwhelmed. We can afford to rebuild this. Channeling them through the center has done a lot for us, and I think the bait of Drazoth, the accidental bait to be sure, has meant a lot. It's done a lot of good work. I guess this would be an okay time to do some flaming breath. Need to get pretty close for that. You know what? Let's set up an ash storm right at the top here, where like they have to go through it. Keep in mind the ash storm is also making them more vulnerable to fire damage, which there is plenty of. I wonder if there will be more waves. Sorry, don't do that. Never mind, I have the wrong unit selected. Drazoth, get over here and charge this. I didn't tell you to stop moving. These flamethrower units are actually pretty big and tough. Put some good damage in there. I think we got to bring the Iron Sword forward just a little bit. A lot of the enemy ranged units are stopping to shoot at the towers, which is working out really well in our favor. We definitely need to heal up some of the blunderbuss units that have been receiving charges. I mean, they're doing good work though, right? Like, they're doing the things that we need them to do. Drazoth. So notice there's a little vertical line in Drazoth's health bar. Each unit in a battle can only receive a certain amount of healing. There's like a maximum total HP that they have available to them, even with healing. And we took a lot of damage on Drazoth, so that amount is visible. Let's throw this down here. Try to discourage some of this stand back and fire projectiles at an arc behavior that we're seeing. Should all back up. These gunners need to take up their positions again. And actually, if we're going to establish a more sort of like run them up the middle type strategy, here's what I think we're going to do. Let's set up the heavier barricades on the sides here. These are absolutely breachable, but we'll at least have a little bit of time. And then what we probably want to do is set the Ironsworn up here and have the blunderbusses like closer to the top of the ramp, so that when stuff emerges, it emerges into a box of fire from three sides. Because right now we are not really getting the optimal play out of our very impressive amount of guns. Okay. I feel like this is a little more under control now. We lost a lot of towers in that, though. Alright, health up for all the guns. Things are pretty much broken. Let's set that up quickly. So I'm going to reforge these gunner groups. It'd be group 5, I guess. So group 5... forms up like here. Group 2 like here. And group 1 probably a little bit more like here. Okay. Water! And then we're going to be using supplies to rebuy towers for a little while. You know what? Destroyers forward. Let's see if we can reclaim some positions before a further wave arrives. Because there absolutely could be more. I'm assuming there will be more.
With the chaos magic contained, the blood of the shield flows forth. But there is one final challenge to this unlimited power. The Grudge-bearer and his cronies approach.
There they are! The traitors! The grudge-mongers! The vile, wretched Dowie scum that have fled the love of our ancestors! We stop this abomination that burrows into the rock! A machine powered by remnants of our gods! Such desecration needs to be answered in kind! I will tear out every page of the Damas Crud to address this most wanton of grudges. Royal Dwarves, the clans of Karazankor unite. Ready your axes. Cleave the heads of every Dowie Tsar you come across. Burn their beards. Drain them. Drag them all.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. One final wave that is like the good dwarf armies. All right. Well, I guess there's no point in pausing.
Orki Zangthrong!
Okay, they're all pushing in from that end. In that case, I'm going to move the mortars.
Ashkul Ula Waku!
And on this chassis, they should move pretty quickly, actually. Also going to re-ammo them while we can. These are bombers? Yeah. I should probably be, honestly, like, what do we see here? We see a lot of units. They have some organ guns. They have some actual rifles, cannons, iron drakes. So these are their flamethrower infantry. They have a handful of just like, yeah, really tough guys. And they are pushing in from the sides as well. A master engineer over there. A unit of Longbeards here. Okay, yeah. So we will want to just rebuild the towers. But I think we can probably have Drazoth come forward and try to eat the bombers before they really do any harm. And I don't think the destroyers are in a huge amount of danger from them. Okay. Regained those, and that is probably going to be sufficient.
Drangi! Stalk them! Darangam!
Drang them good.
Belmancy!
I'm gonna turn off fire at will on these units for a moment. They don't need to be shooting at the gyros. What we probably will end up doing is just bringing the gyros down sort of incidentally with fire from the blunderbusses, which is nice. So these all constructed. So you are to run all the way back here. I didn't actually really kind of like rebuild the positioning for my infantry and stuff. I guess we want to be able to respond to attacks on the blunderbusses, but I might like wait in these gaps to try to limit the amount of damage that the other dwarf players' siege engines are capable of. Yeah, and then the cavalry units can be a little further back because they respond faster. And yeah, I guess hold out like that. We have some thunderers and stuff. Try to focus on them. Yeah, all right. See how this goes. Also, do I have enough? I do have enough supplies. I forgot to restore your health. But it should certainly be done. Oh, sorry, not you guys. That's right, my group numbers don't make the most sense due to events. What are y'all waiting on? Start firing. They're approaching remarkably quickly, considering that they are, you know, dwarves. So let's start, let's open up. Let's pick some targets. It probably makes sense to focus on the rifles first. With the rifles down, we can have a lot more control over the battlefield with our flying units and stuff. And then I think we're going to do an ash storm to cover like this area. I guess it'll be way more effective if I wait, Yeah, for efficiency's sake, I should probably just wait. Y'all attacking? They're being very slow about it, but they'll get there. So it kind of seems like the towers took care of it before they even could. Let's pull Drazoth back. That thing will go down the next time a tower hits it. Yep, there we go. Oh, hey, there's a gyro over here. Well, I guess it probably does make sense to have these ones turn around and hit that. God, there are so many gyrocopters. It's actually very annoying. I'm gonna move these units just because if the bomber run does a bombing run over top of these Kadai, I assume it will be fairly serious damage. Do I want to start blasting? Yeah, I mean, like, this is not ideal because this spell is really meant to do damage to large groups. Right, these individual character units that are mostly what's taking up this place are not actually going to take a ton of damage from it, but it's something. It'll slow down the Longbeards that are with them, and hopefully we can separate them out and just gun them down really fast. I am not gonna have the. I'm not gonna have this guy turn. He's gonna stay focused. Okay, the gunners may not even be necessary. The towers are doing fine anti-gyro bomber damage. All right, excellent work from the gun trap. God, these fucking bombers. They're just everywhere always. Okay, so their lords are dangerous. Well, actually, 57 attack, 58 defense. These are not the most dangerous dwarf lords I've ever seen. That's Thorgrim Grudgebearer himself. That's the king of the dwarves. He'll be a problem. He is probably not going to lose in combat with basically any unit that is up against him. We have grudge throwers on this side. Do we have similar problems over here? No. How do I want to deal with that? I don't really want to send out our lord to pick them off right now. Doesn't seem like a good use of resources. Is this a tower? If that is a tower base, we don't have the point that controls it. We won't be able to hit them from here. So yeah, I might just have to endure that. Yeah, maybe. But I think this is the time when the... I'm a little worried I'm making the glaives unable to shoot, but this is the time when y'all need to step up and perform some blocking. We'll figure out a solution for the glaives. It'll be fine. For right now, I think the glaives need to switch targets. They need to switch priorities here. All right, y'all just cross to try not to get bombed. The destroyers are ready to do the sweep. Let's retarget this stuff a little closer up. Oh, actually, you can probably solve this problem, can't you? Yeah, that's how we'll deal with that. buff you up. We're about to Breath of Hatred when these units join the front. We'll fire our first Breath of Hatred. And I think that's kind of all the orders we can give that are meaningful at this point. I'm going to leave him on gyro bomber hunting. Just make it so the thing has to keep moving or it dies. Okay, it has chosen to die. Oh, they brought bows. Okay, well, that's a move. That's a move you're allowed to make. I can see that Thorgrim Grudgebearer is just going to try to charge the guns, which is probably the right move. And we're going to respond by backing the fuck up. Yeah, that's what their lords decided not to engage with my melee. What a surprise. All right, I'll step around here. You get on that. You get on that. Thoric Ironbrow ran forward enough to get in the way on some of this, which is going to actually make things really awkward. Yeah, just put it up here. We'll like fold in behind their lords with our other infantry. Get him. Just be a distraction. Not doing a very good job. Ugh, more gyro bombers. Damn. Where do they even get all these things? You don't see quantities of gyro bombers like these under normal circumstances. Yeah, I guess Ironglaves, this is your life now. You are just hunting gyro bombers forever. It looks like I made the grudge throwers move at least. That's something. I suppose set up some additional towers. This tower, I'm gonna reset it, even though I don't think it necessarily is going to help us a ton. Yeah. All right, and the time for more spellcasting, right? Storm of Ash, followed by the very large amount of fire. Thorgrim has fucked up. There we go. The fire resistance reduction is combining very well with the fire damage. Who would have thought? 5 did not get back here universally. These units ended up not really being needed to push. I kind of think I want to just have them fall back so we can have the glaives form up here again. You can shoot some garbage at their guns. They don't need to be allowed to have guns. We can just say no to that, I think. Oh, it's suddenly getting very dark here. Are we fading out because... Oh, we call it a victory as soon as we killed Thorgrim, I guess? That's a heroic victory. This is a definition of the word heroic that you don't see used very often. But apparently killing Thorgrim was enough, which is wild considering that he charges forward like that. Sort of just like invalidates his entire strategy. But okay, fine. I'll take it. 500 kills on one of the mortars, 400 on the other, 450 on our lord, and then, the guns. And the guns did some work. Our melee troops did some work. Everybody got a piece of the action on that one. I am really surprised that they fooled that battle up at the point of Thorgrim's death, when the way that dwarven force attacks you, so much of their army is behind him. And I guess maybe depending on your strategy, that's not true for everybody, but it feels to me like the thing I did there is a pretty obvious strat, right? Just like form up on the point you need to hold in the place where all of the towers are, all the tower points are controlled by a thing the enemies can't reach, and you can just like build yourself a little fortress. So I guess labor. That's a lot of dead dwarves.
Once more, the dwarves of the West prove how weak they truly are. For even their High King lies dead upon the field. The blood of Hashut gushes from ancient reservoirs, filling great halls with liquid power. Sorcery, once thought impossible, can now be cast. Spells to shatter mountains. From exile to exalted, Drazoth ascends to become the most favored of the great bull god's servants. Surrounded by his prize, the blood of Hashut, all below him are weak. The Ashen is master of all he surveys.
Hooray, we did it. Yeah, I guess that's a victory, friends. That right there is what the campaign victory looks like. I have to say, that final battle was definitely turned out to be fairly satisfying, and I don't know, I'm assuming the way that was stacked up, I'm assuming that each one of the major factions we disabled would have arrived in a different wave, right? The Nurgle forces arrived during wave 2, pretty obviously. Pardon, still not quite over those coughing fits, it seems. So yeah, I don't know. I would definitely suggest you take the time to defeat those forces, because that battle seems like it could really strain your resources otherwise. There is, of course, still the domination campaign victory, control 50 provinces and wipe out all of the other major players. Spoilers, we're not going to be doing that. Honestly, at this point, you can kind of imagine how that would go, because I think realistically, it's just a matter of time. Even before we had the great drill buff, I think we could have gotten there eventually. Now it will be even easier. So that's it. We drilled into hell. We have the ability to smash mountains, not really, but you know, in like a narrative sense. And that is going to be it for us for today and for this campaign. I think that the Chaos Dwarves have an interesting unit roster. I apologize that I do tend to play gun-heavy rosters in kind of similar ways, because I just like using the gun units a bunch. There's like cavalry and whatever. You can definitely perform some more advanced stuff, but just like, what if you just like lined up the guns and then had them shoot the enemies at the same time? Satisfying. So thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, there's going to be something else in this position. I have a couple of ideas, and I think they're all very interesting and exciting. So please do come back tomorrow to check that out, and we'll see you then.